Welcome to the Depth Perception Podcast.
We go in depth about the perceptions and misconceptions of optometry,
which includes the business of optometry,
social issues within optometry,
and life as an optometry student.
Coming straight from Dr. Jasdeep Singh Soni,
Dr. Nadia Afghami,
Dr. Douglas Akiti,
and Svetlana Nunez. We hope you enjoy this episode.
What's going on, everyone? How we doing?
Hello.
Hear ye.
Yeah. What's up, guys? How are you?
Let's not pretend that we didn't suffer for like 30, 40 minutes on our audio, internet, everything before this pod.
It took so long to get here, but we're here.
We're coming to you international. It's fine. I always have this box of Cheez-Its over here that I haven't eaten in like a year, by the way.
They sound expired.
Huh? Can you guys see it? It's always here. It's my little friend.
Oh.
Doug, tell us where you are.
Estoy en República de Dominicana. Feel me?
Oh, nice.
I'm all the way outside. Passport life.
Ooh.
That is so nice. I don't think I have any stamps in my passport right now.
No? Where do you want to go next?
My next trip's going to be my honeymoon trip, probably.
Ooh,
like
where
internationally.
Are you guys going?
I think we're going to try to go to Italy. So if anybody's been, let me know.
I have.
Oh, nice.
You've been to Italy? What part?
We went to Rome. Why I can only think of Rome right now.
Just Rome. That's perfect.
Just Rome.
When in Rome.
Yeah. We went to other places. Just can't remember.
Not memorable places. So let me not go to those places. Let me write it down. Only Rome.
Rome was nice though. Go to Rome.
All right, where do you want to go next, SV?
Honestly, I haven't even thought about it. I would love to go to Hawaii again. I always have a good time.
I had a terrible time in Hawaii. That's interesting.
You had one time in Hawaii.
Yeah, it was raining in Hawaii when I went, so we had a terrible. Like we didn't even get to go to the beach. It was raining the whole time. What? Wasn't
it your birthday that time when you went? When it was raining?
It was my birthday. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember.
It was raining.
Now.
It was for a wedding.
There are some worse situations that could happen when you're in Hawaii. So. Count your blessings there.
I don't know what that means. I mean, better things could have happened. Glass is half full, JD. I'm confused.
Okay. Anyways.
JD, where do you want
Worse
to go?
things can happen everywhere, JD.
Good question.
Okay, so we should move on and
JD's going to tell us where he wants to go.
So, I mean, this pod's a 2023 recap, but I guess also we can be like a 2024 preview.
Perfect. I love that. It definitely should be.
I want to go to Europe. There's this trip where you can go from London to Amsterdam to Swiss Alps to Italy to Paris. And I want to go all next year.
Like all backpacking?
On a bus with a group tour.
Mm. With singles?
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Some people can't be single. Some people might not, but that's okay.
It's like a singles only tour.
I would go on a singles only trip.
The ready to mingle tour.
As well.
I agree.
It's the ready to mingle tour.
It's good. So speaking of traveling, so we did a lot of traveling as a pod, not a pod, individually. What were like our favorite places that we visited this year as a pod? Which one was your favorite? We went to 2 different things as a podcast this year, right?
Did we?
Technically 3, because Doug and I went to something together, but...
Oh, yeah.
So what was everyone's favorite? Doug, you want to start?
Yeah, I think my favorite was Vegas because you got engaged. It was my birthday. And what happens in Vegas, we were all there, it was lit. So that was a good time. We were all able to just like collaborate and like attack things together and meet people and network. And it was just a really good time.
That was a good one. Anyone else? JD, what was your favorite one?
Hard to argue with the location there. I think I'll go even more specific. My favorite I think moment was we were sitting in SV's room and we were recording those pods, and I think it was more fun being in person. Like the time really flew, and we were able to joke off each other, and like all the time we spent together, and it really came together being in person and then talk about some great topics. So I enjoyed being in person, sitting in the room and doing the pod.
That's true. We got to figure out how to get in person with each other. You know, that was so much fun.
It really was.
Yeah, I think we're learning still like a lot about the pod as like time goes on, and like next time we got to bring everyone has to bring their own mic, and we're gonna have to figure out how to record and but it was a good trip for sure. Svet, what was your favorite?
You know, I was thinking of Transitions Academy just because, well, if you guys don't know, the 3 times we met up this year was Transitions Academy, then it was Vegas, and the one that Nadia referenced that was just her and Doug, that was what was that?
AOA
Optometry's
DC.
meeting.
Yeah, AOA DC. So I think mine was Transitions Academy, which was the first event, and just because I think we as a pod were still new, and I remember we said we're gonna record, we're gonna do this, we're gonna make these reels, these TikToks, and we're gonna do all these episodes, and we actually recorded like 0 content. I think we got 1 reel out of it, and we were all like, how did this happen? And that led to a lot of communication and, you know, trusting each other and opening up about our feelings and our expectations as a pod. And yeah, have fun, but we also need to work. So I liked that event because I think we really went through conflict and came out great.
Wow, what a beautiful sentiment.
Right.
If you guys didn't figure out, this is our Podified Wrapped 2023 episode. So, you know, we're just wrapping up the year. We're looking forward to the new year. I actually really did enjoy DC, even though you guys didn't come. I think that, you know, I did enjoy being together. I think that was, I'll get into that. But Doug and I really did a lot of work, I think, at that trip. We did a lot of content. We went into the rain. I, you know, got sick afterwards. It was worth it. I mean, we saw a lot of cool things together. The day that we were recording in the rain, we stood outside and people were like really interested in what we were doing. They were like, oh, what is this for? And we're like, oh, we have a podcast. So that was really cool. I think I enjoyed it too because Libna was there. So she hasn't been hanging out with us the rest of the times, but she's my hype woman. So that made that trip really special too. I think you guys are right. I think that, you know, doing the trip in Vegas, I think we all came together really well and we learned from our past and we planned everything out. I think we had a good schedule going. We knew what we had to do and when we were going to do it. And we did it in a very short amount of time. And I think we learned a lot from that experience together. And I think at the time that we went, people kind of knew the pod a little bit more. So people were more interested in being like, oh my God, the pod's together and that kind of thing. So
Majority of the pods together. We may have lost one of our fellow mates here, but he'll be back. But yeah, I think we forget that growth and building takes time. Like we're gonna look back at this years from now, and yeah, it's like a roller coaster. You go up and down, but as long as you keep moving in the right direction, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I agree. What about our favorite episodes this year? Like, what was everyone's like favorite episodes? JD, do you want to start?
Favorite episode has to be, I guess, top 2 because everybody already knows my favorite one is about finances, and we talked about building wealth and things to keep in mind that we weren't really taught. The other one that I really liked was, I think we talked about like confidence or mental health and fear, and like it kind of took off a little bit on Instagram and as well and went a little viral. And I think a lot of people shared some really helpful stuff, and I think it was coming from a genuine place. So that's what I really like about our group. We talk about things that you really don't talk about. And it's not just like going to clinic and how to see patients.
Yeah, Svet, what was your favorite top 2 episodes that we did?
Yeah, I'm actually was thinking a very similar thing to JD. I really love how we're always about, let's talk about things that not everyone is talking about. So I was thinking of those episodes, and I was thinking of the confidence one. I was thinking of the dating one. And I think, I can't remember which episode this was, but, you know, our introduction, how we met each other and how we were talking about like Transitions Academy. Yeah, those ones are really good.
That was like one of our first pods. What about you, dear? Like top
Which
two?
episode this was in, but it was podcast jail. The first time that ever happened. That was hilarious. I think when JD got locked out. That was it was networking in podcast jail. So I loved that one just because it was so funny and random and like it just was like generic. I mean, not generic, but just genuine. The second one that I really liked, shout outs to Liebna because that community health podcast was really cool. Like to be able to learn her aspect of optometry and see how how it is for her. Like a lot of people aren't in community health, so to just learn that aspect was really cool and very insightful.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know who Liebna is, but she sounds like a cool girl. Yeah.
Who's what was your guys' favorite guest? Or and then
JD, I'm gonna say what my favorite
You don't
pods
get a
were.
turn.
okay. Too excited.
That's
Here's what
next.
Nadia thinks.
Podcast jail?
No,
Let's kick him out
I
again.
think I really liked mental health. I think we probably will dive into that more next year as well. And I did like dating. I think that was like a really fun episode for us to do. And I know we have updates, so we will be doing that again, an update next time. So that'll be fun to share as well. I think I like the episodes where we're able to just kind of be a little more like funny and laid back on ourselves and get to like pull from experiences that we've all had. And I know we're going to be talking upcoming here about like what we wish we knew in school or like before school and all this stuff. So it's nice to kind of be able to share those experiences because we all have come from like different backgrounds, different walks of life. You know, we've all had different like ways that we've approached school and careers and that kind of thing. So I really like those things. And I think the fact that we get personal on these episodes is what like draws the audience in. So they get to know us while they get to learn something. So I appreciate that aspect of the podcast in that way as well. Okay, JD, since you're so excited about guests, why don't we had a lot of terrific ones this year. Like I can't possibly pick a favorite, but what was one moment that stood out for you? Sorry, my
Let's give a
lights.
shout out to all our guests first, just to remind everybody. So we had circle of least one big confusing circle was our episode with Steven Song, where we talked about his prior practice and some of the projects that he's working on. We talked to Fayez about AI. We had the amazing Angelica Cifuentes to talk about her social media prowess, her business, things along those lines, her journey. Technically, we were with Four Eyes Optometry as well, which is great. And then we had, let's see here, we had Liebna, of course. We had Shireen on to talk about personal growth. And then, let's see here. I think I'm missing one or two people here.
Dr. Solani.
We had Dr. Solani, correct, talked about his practice, dry eye. I would say I enjoyed talking about personal growth and some of the things that Shireen brought up. I think we talked about like journaling and how to go about personal growth. And I kind of related and connected with some of the topics that she brought up. I really like that one.
Yeah. Svet, what about you? What was like some standout moments from guest pods?
Honestly, that's really hard. And we did not practice these questions beforehand.
That's the point. It's not supposed to be practice.
I don't know. I think I was inspired by Angelica. Her story and her motivation, I felt like really resonated with me, also being Latina. So I remember I have that moment. I loved Dr. Solani's and, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name. Oh, Dr. Steven Soon, I believe, right? Sorry if I pronounced your last name incorrectly, but their stories were both really inspiring to me when it comes to like opening a private practice and the little things that they did to get their business to get started and up and running. Like those kind of stories, like, dang, wow. Like I hope I could do that too one day. Yeah, I think those are the ones I'm thinking of.
Nadia?
Yeah, I mean, how could I pick a favorite? But everyone really brought something to the table, and I think it's nice to be able to share with the community and learn in that way. And we've had friends and colleagues, and we got to make new friends and learn so much from them. I think that I kind of liked the bookends. Like I liked our first guest. You know, we had Dr. Song. See, I'm gonna mess it up too.
I think it's
Steven, he's the
Steven.
best. You know, I know it wasn't on the pod, but we got to see his little babes. You know, so he's so cute. And then I also really liked, you know, having Dr. Solani, because I thought that it came like, you know, a good, like we had started and we were so blessed to have Dr. Steve there, and then we got to end with Dr. Solani, and seeing the growth with that, and like how we've like learned to handle these guests, and how to keep our flow going in that sense too. I really enjoyed. Of course, I loved having Liebna on, Serene, Angelica. Like I can't pick a favorite. Like everyone was really good. It was really cool because we got to make Serene's dreams come true, right? Because she wanted to be on the pod and on Defocus and stuff. So
Angelica
Doug
as
got
well.
disconnected. Yeah. Doug got disconnected, but I'm asking him questions via text, so I'm just going to read what he said. He really liked Liebna and Shireen because they were sweet and nice, and it was really cool to like hear their journey. On that note, also, like, what do we think, like, we see for guests in the future? Like, is there something that you guys are looking forward to doing? Like, people you would, like, dream collabs that you guys want to have in this upcoming year? I'll reach out. He follows me on Twitter, so it's fine.
There you go.
Okay.
Is it still called Twitter?
It's called X, so.
Yeah. So Barack Obama follows me on X, and so does Britney Spears. This is real. So.
Okay.
We already do live talks with her beer. We just need to record it.
Yeah, you know, it'd be cool 100%. To get Dr. Glover and her beer here, you know, and that would be really nice. They've really been big mentors to us, and that kind of thing. I have reached out. She literally just wrote me back while we're talking, so this is exactly great. Actually, an ophthalmology resident. I thought that would be cool to have on to kind of see like what the difference is in like schooling techniques, you know, like what they're learning, what we're learning, how cool it would be to like kind of learn from that. So hopefully that comes into fruition this upcoming year. But I think we learned a lot. Like what's the one thing that you think we grew the most in this year?
Communication. Like we're all really great friends, and we've just become even more closer as a friend group when we've communicated and like talked to each other about different business pod things while respecting each other, but still being friends, but still being firm, but still being understanding. I think it's like it's kind of a crazy balance we have.
I agree. What about JD?
I feel like this process has been helpful in terms of professionalism, how to deal with companies or doctors or each other, and being respectful of each other's time or energy, and how to negotiate. I think these are all things that are going to like play into other parts of our life as well.
Yeah, I think we've become like a good team in a sense that we like know who's doing what and when, and being able to bring up stuff, because we don't always get along. Like, you know, it's all not sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes we have our moments and we're like, hey guys, we need to talk. And so we'll just talk it through. And I think we're really good about understanding and listening and being like, you know what, you're right, I hear you. And that's really important in a collaboration, especially with so many people in it. You know, we're respectful of each other's time. I mean, other than right now when Doug's been disconnected, I think we've said like, hey, we'll record a pod without one person, but we've tried really hard not to do that, because we know that we all bring something to the table in a way, and we're able to kind of grow from each other and play off each other. And I think that shows that we're such good friends in the pod, because if we didn't get along, this is our passion, and we enjoy this. And I know we said that if this becomes like work, we would stop it.
Yeah.
But I'm actually just really proud of us in a way, because we really just went from an idea to like an actual thing. You know, we're doing it and we're learning and we're growing. And in the upcoming year, you know, we're going to just keep going, and we're going to have better mics. I'm working on it. Shout out to my friend who said that. So I'm gonna get, you know, I think we're growing as a business too now. People are starting to recognize us more as like a podcast, and I think we bring something special to the table that nobody else brings, and that's kind of keeping us going. JD, anything else that you want to say wrapped wise?
What do you guys want to talk about next year?
Yeah. everything. I already mentioned that my 3 pod, I want to do updates. Like I want to do like a part 2 of like a lot of the pods that we like kind of started with and didn't finish, or like not finish, but like things we can go more in depth with, because I know Svet's now doing boards, so that would be cool to be like just focus on part 1 and we can like talk about that and have people kind of chime in. Maybe we can ask like questions and see what the audience also wants to know and that kind of thing. Excited about the dating update and growth, mental health. I think we need to, there's so many aspects of that we can dive into. Doug wrote back about his favorite podcast growth moment. If I can go back for a second. He said, when we came together and realized that we all want to keep doing this and make it a thing that keeps getting better and better. I feel like before we were on the same page, but after that conversation, a lot of things aligned.
Yeah,
Still
I agree.
the same one.
Yeah.
What about you, Svet? What are you looking forward to talking about the next year?
Yeah, this next year, I look forward to an episode about part 1 where you guys share your experience. And I'm also excited to have like another part where I get to share mine after this year. So probably like towards the end of 2024, I'll be able to share about like part 1 and how I did. So that's exciting. But I also want to talk more about mental health. I do want to get more diversity, optometry individuals on the pod to have different representation, because I think that's really important for the future of optometry and eye doctors. And I think I want to do something more like towards students. I know that we're not so much like an educational pod, but it's something that can kind of borderline be educational, but still be like a fun, silly topic. I have a few ideas, don't want to share them yet, but you guys will see it in 2024.
Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat.
I know, right?
That's interesting that you said that, because our top rated pods based on Anchor at least are How to Crush Boards, part 1, 2, 3, Dating, Optometry, and Mental Health, which I'm hearing a lot from you all as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that we like we're passionate about those topics, and it kind of like showed. So
I agree.
passion projects, you know. What about you, JD? What are you looking forward to talking about this upcoming year besides finances?
I could talk about all day if I could. I would say it's kind of like what's relevant in our lives right now, right? So as we was talking about how boards is relevant, of course, in her life right now. For me, I guess talking about more industry engagements, working with more companies. Currently talking to companies about working with them, whether it be blogs or speaking engagements. So that's something that would be fun to talk about, how that process goes if other people are interested as well. I think negotiations is something that we could definitely get more into. That's something that definitely always comes up and will always continue to come up, whether it be personal or professional life. And I think it'd be great to expand on that in some of our experiences. And like honestly, like purpose in career or life, and like how that relates with what we're doing here. So I think those are purpose, negotiations, and industry. Those are some things that are currently going on that I think would be great to kind of expand on.
Yeah. One of my podcast goals is we're going to speak at Vision Expo. So I'm going to work on it.
Oh, yeah.
I already mentioned it at the last Vision Expo to people. So we'll see. Maybe not this year because I'm busy.
Let's go to this field.
Oh, but next year.
What was that?
This field in Vegas.
Yeah, you want to speak at the
we
Sphere?
can put our faces on the background. If we put wind.
Wow, how interesting. Who's going to do the graphics for that? I don't know at the time.
We'll figure that out.
I don't think I have it either. JD?
JD, I am tired as it is.
I get it.
I asked Doug, but he's yet to respond, so TBD.
Okay.
So anyway, this has been great. I mean, thanks guys for a great 2023. Thank you to people who listen. John, I know you're out there. Doug's typing, so maybe he'll write as before we go. John's my friend who listens to every single podcast, and he gives me feedback on everything. So if you're listening, I hear you. Thank you. And Leapna listens to every pod. You know, we have those like Shireen listens, I think, to every like pod. Basically, she's the best. Yeah. But I love hearing that, right? We love hearing that people are listening. I love it when people mention it, like, oh, I heard you on the pod, or I listened to this pod, and you know, I love this part of it. And I think that's like so rewarding for us to know that there's people who we're helping or if somebody's learning something or we're able to like entertain people just for like 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, you know. So thanks for letting us be part of your lives.
And let us know what you want us to do. We're definitely open-minded, and we want to make sure we provide value to you, and let us know how you'd like that, and we can consider it or a guest, and we're always open-minded here.
Yeah.
Doug
even
responded.
Optometry students. I think let's get whoever you're listening, even like a pre-optometry student, if you're listening too, like you can interview us on a pod.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Getting
Look at this.
interviewed on our own pod. I love it.
Exactly. By a pre-optometry student. I don't know. Anything though. If you want to be on our pod, just reach out. Sometimes we say no, but not all the time.
No pressure. We'll raffle it off, like, you know. Doug said he's looking forward to more guests and more content outside like the podcast we did in DC. All right, guys. Well, I'm looking forward to 2024 season 2. I mean, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
It's gonna be so exciting.
We're just leveling up every day, so
we are.
All right.
So we wish you guys a happy new year. Be safe.
Happy holidays.
We'll see you in 2024.
Yeah, see you guys in 2024. Bye, pod. Love you.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Depth Perception podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all of our platforms, including
Spotify,
Instagram,
Google Podcasts,
Apple Podcast,
YouTube. Make sure you click that button. Double tap that.
So you guys have no reason not to follow us and tune in to the next episode.
Stop wasting time.
Get in depth.
Subscribe.